टाइम जब कोविड भी है और आगे हमें बढ़ना भी है, तो इस टाइम में हमें प्लेयर्स को कैसे खेलना चाहिए, क्या कौन से एक्सरसाइज करने चाहिए और क्या क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि हमें कोई इंजरी ना हो। तो वी वेलकम डॉक्टर वंदना, इट्स रियली नाइस एंड ओवर टू यू।
Thank you, Nilesh. I'm really honored to be a part of this webinar today. I'm really want to say thanks to GSTTA who has invited me to speak over the topic, which is sports injury and its prevention in table tennis. So I myself is Dr. Vandana Tanwar and chairperson of Physiolution. So today's topic is sports injury and prevention. So let's start. I welcome you all.
Yeah, madam. Go ahead.
Table tennis sports. Before we talk about any sports, whether it's table tennis, kho-kho, kabaddi, badminton, any sports, we need to consider the principle of individuality, because benefits of physical activity vary from each person, and individuals have unique characteristics like hereditary, age, gender, ethnicity, your lifestyle, and your current fitness and health status. So we all need to understand that every person is different from each other. And a coach need to understand that if he has given some drill to two players, suppose, then maybe they will respond differently to that specific drill. Then the another principle is specificity. What specificity does? It means that training must be specific to the sports or activity, the type of fitness required, and the particular muscular groups. Suppose swimming always develop your aerobic endurance, but will not develop your muscular endurance. Similarly, running laps will help you overall conditioning, but will not help your skill at throwing or the power. So, if you are a table tennis player, then you need to know that what are the groups of muscles where you really need to work on. What are other parameters like reflexes where you need to work really hard to develop that particular your specific skill. Now the progression. To reach the roof of your ability, you have to climb the first flight of stairs, and before you can exit the 20th floor. So it means before you start any sports training, you need to put a lot of efforts. Then you have to do some sustained practice, and then only you can reach your goal. So you have to be very specific what you do. So table tennis, what it all combines? It combines your physical parameters, your mental parameters, and it's a team also because we play doubles also. So in physical, your stamina, your flexibility, muscles really matters a lot. And mental, your strategy, how you think, your thinking skills, your temperament, your mood swings. So everything matters because it's a mental sport also. And team, yes, when you play doubles, then you need to coordinate between the players. You have to communicate to beat your opponents. So table tennis is really a skilled game. It really needs a lot of skill, your power, which includes the endurance, your strength, your agility, speed, reflexes, a great coordination, balance, and flexibility. So what are the variables in table tennis? So when a player is there, they need to understand that playing ability has various demands, like it really demands your cardiovascular endurance, your explosive strength, your core stability, strength, speeds, and reflexes. So you can see this match. In this, Subhajit Saha and Sharat are playing. So what we can see in this match, that there is very less gap between the players. So see how they are responding, to the opponents. How they are responding. So this is very important. So the coordination between the players is very important in table tennis. They need to understand each other, each other's psychology factor, so that they can beat their opponents and they can try their best out at the game. So what are the risk factors for the injuries? It can be intrinsic abnormalities, some external abnormalities, and sports imposed deficiencies. So what can be the intrinsic abnormalities? It can be the malalignment of your body parts, your instability of joints, imbalance of your muscle strength, weakness of your muscles, inflexibility, rapid growth. And what can be the example? Like suppose you have a flat feet, then of course your biomechanics will be altered. You may feel some pain over your feet. So you need to take care of your running shoes, your training shoes, and of course there is one iliotibial band inflexibility which runs from your pelvis and it gets inserted over the knee. And if it is not flexible, that if this band get really tight, then you may get some knee injuries like patellofemoral syndromes and other various lot many tendinitis cases we have seen in knee cases, the players who have this IT bend. So I will tell you how to stretch your proper muscles to avoid such kind of injuries. Genu valgum, it's another valgus which is due to your foot morphology. So foot plays very important role in table tennis because the power what you get from your footwork. We always make table tennis player to work on their foot muscles so that they can take maximum output during their game. So what can be the extrinsic abnormalities? There can be some training errors, equipments, your technique errors, or maybe environmental factors. So what can be the kind of injuries which you may see in this table tennis? There can be some muscular strains. So how these muscular strains develop? Maybe due to your prolonged overtraining, weakness of your muscle groups, opposing muscle tightness. So whenever your muscles are overloaded, what it happens when your muscles are overloaded, it gives the various stress to your joint and muscles. So various micro tears and macro tears develops inside your body. The adhesions, trigger points also develops. So what it does, it refers to some subclinical adaptations like muscular weakness, inflexibility, scar tissue, and muscle strength imbalance, and which leads to the biomechanical issues. If you have muscular weakness, if you have inflexibility, then definitely it affects your biomechanics. So we need to know how to avoid the overloading and how you can prevent the overloading with the interval trainings with the recovery methods. So the common overuse injuries we have seen in table tennis, it is musculoskeletal, which relates to your bone, tendon, cartilage, your joints, ligaments, nerves. And the other cases are your overtraining. So this is the knee joint. You all know about our knee is very, very important component of our game because we have to bend and we have to play table tennis in a squat position. So we put a lot of interior load over our joint. So our meniscus, our ligaments are under stress. So this is a kind of injury which you can see here. This is the ACL injury. What is ACL injury? It is an anterior cruciate ligament injury. So when you can see this player, his foot is fixed, right? And he has overstretched his muscle to play this shot. So whenever your foot is fixed, so what happened? It kinds of deceleration happen, and due to the change of direction with the foot fixed, you may get some injuries which leads to serious ligament injuries and meniscus injuries. So that's why I said that the foot mechanism plays very, very important role in the sport. This is a kind of nerve injury. When we put a lot of pressure over our feet, Then due to the, if your feet mechanism, if your feet posture is not correct, then due to the hyperpronation, overtraining, the tarsal tunnel syndrome may happen. What is this? It is a nerve which goes inside the tunnel which connects the tibia bone, and it is a kind of tarsal. So this nerve get impinged. So due to the impingement of this nerve, this condition is called as tarsal tunnel syndrome, which I have seen in various table tennis players, and you need to rectify that what is the major cause. So we need to take care of our feet and our other biomechanical errors. So what are the ligament injuries? Like plantar fasciitis, you may have heard of plantar fasciitis, in which a person always feel the morning stiffness when they get up from the bed. So what happened? It may be due to your Achilles inflexibility, the tendon Achilles, which runs from the calf muscle and get inserted into the heel bone. It may be due to, again, the foot mechanism, maybe due to your old running shoes, maybe due to your leg length discrepancy, or maybe due to the overtraining and the weakness of your muscles. So we have to prevent these ligament overuse injuries while doing the good strength workout. So this is the rupture of Achilles tendon. This is a very common injury I've seen in table tennis. What happened that because of some sprain in your ankle, and if it is left untreated, then it leads to some serious ruptures of Achilles tendon. This is a tendon. You can see here, this is a tendon which is getting ruptured here. So this sprain, ankle sprain, whenever it happens, any ankle sprain, then you really need to treat it. And you need to consult your physio, your coach, to get the immediate relief from your sprain, so that the further injury should not happen to your muscles or ligament. Now the another injury is a bursitis. What is bursitis? It is an inflammation over your joints. So you can see here, this is your hip joint, and in this you can see this red area. So this is the inflammation over the hip. It is another overuse injury. So if you are doing a lot of movements like squats, you are doing some overloading of your muscles, then this bursitis may happen to your hip joints. So and I told you that what is IT band. So due to the IT band inflexibility also, this bursitis may happen to you, and this is the adductor weakness. So you always have to maintain the balance of your muscles like quadriceps, hamstrings, your abductors and adductors. So I will tell you how. So the another kind of common injury I've seen in table tennis player is elbow injury. So what is that? That is a tennis elbow. You may have seen that various players always complain of the tennis elbow, which happens to the lateral side of the elbow. And if there is a pain over the medial side, then that's a golfer's elbow. So this is another injury which we see basically in table tennis player due to their various shots. Because table tennis is both offensive and defensive game. So you need to know and you need to understand these injuries so that you can get rid of them at earliest. Another case is shoulder injury. You can see he's a Satyan, international player, who is playing this shot, and his shoulder. See, so he has overstretched his shoulder over the backside, and here he has radially rotated. He is just going across. So you can see how much pressure he is putting over this region. So shoulder joint is a very mobile joint in our body, and it has a very good range of motion, but it is very prone to injury also. So in table tennis, the shoulder joint takes quite a beating as it is repeatedly utilized in rapid and often unpredictable movements. So you need to strengthen your shoulder. You need to do a lot of capsular stretchings of your shoulder as a part of warm-up, as a part of stretching to prevent such kind of injuries. So what are mixed injuries? Another is a rotator cuff. You may have seen many rotator cuff injuries are happening, like which involves core muscles like supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major. So what happened when there is a rotator cuff? So you can see the player always complain pain at the anterior joint line. So there is improper arm movements, maybe there can be some weakness of your deltoid muscles, or maybe your muscles are fatigued. So you need to avoid all these kinds of injuries, and you need to take care of your shoulder while doing some resistance training, good warm up. So we have seen that the most common acute injuries in table tennis can be the contusions, which can be directly to the muscles, and it can be your quadriceps muscle, because you fall also sometimes playing. A player may fall down and may hit some equipment. And another is rotator cuff strain, which I've already discussed. Ankle sprains we have discussed, and medial meniscus injury. Another strain which we have seen in table tennis is the back strain. So you can see the posture of the table tennis player here. How much he has done. Can you see the movement? How much extra pressure he's putting over his muscles? So how we need to work on our muscle? We can do some core strengthening muscle exercises to prevent such kind of back strains. So you all know that how we have to prevent if some acute injury is there. You always have to protect that injured part first. You need to take appropriate rest, need to apply some ice. You need to compress. How will you compress? You can apply some bandage and elevation. Suppose you have an ankle sprain. So you will put some ice over your ankle. You will elevate it. You will compress it, and some medication, some you can say anti-inflammatory medications can be taken, which should be dope-free, and some modalities. It means a some electrical stimulation can be given for the recovery. So here we conclude that injury prevention is very important. If we really need to enhance our performance, then we really need to work hard on our this injury prevention. So the warm-up and stretching plays very crucial role in our performance and in parts of training. So you always have to do the warm-up before your game and after the post-game workout. You have to stretch your muscles. So if you do proper warm-up, what will happen? What will happen to your performance? That it will improve the physiological response to the exercises. It also improves the psychological focus. And warm-up includes, basically, I have included 3 parts very important, which is tissue density, tissue length, and tissue neuromuscular readiness. So we will discuss now one by one. So activity-specific warm-up, as you're a table tennis player, then you should know what is your activity-specific warm-up, because that only prepares your body for the physical activity and sharpens your mental focus. So why I have mentioned about the tissue density, tissue length, and flexibility and mobility, because if you will do all these things with the proper movements, then your injury prevention goal becomes easier for you, and it will lead to your wellness goals as well. So by concluding the warm-up and dynamic stretching and neuromuscular activation drills, you can always gain the advantage of a routine that will help you to reduce your injury risk, and it will always improve your muscular tissue density, adaptive proprioceptors, and deep stabilizers, which enhances the quality, movements, and improve the performance. And it will make you more efficient in your sports. So I have written some on the dynamic stretching here, which can be butt kickers, moving jogs, lunges, twisting, jumping jacks, inchworms, high knees, push-ups. So you all do all these warm-ups. So here I would like to tell you that dynamic stretching, why it is important. Because dynamic stretches always uses the active muscular force and momentum to stretch the muscle, which always allow the quick transition of the muscle from the concentric to the eccentric phase of contraction. What also it does, it always improves your leg extensor muscle power and strength, which leads to the increased performance. So dynamic stretching is very important. Here I have given some sample warm-up to you. Before you start your warm-up, so you can include all these things in your warm-up, like tissue density. If you have some minor trigger points, as I told you, micro damage happens to your muscles during the training. So you should always use some foam roller for your lower leg, foam roller over your IT band. See this, how this player is doing his stretching his glutes, IT bands. Thoracic spine, it means your upper back. You can stretch with the help of this foam roller. You all must have this foam roller. It is very good to give you the self-release pattern. It releases your muscles, so it is a kind to use piriformis myofascial release. Your glutes, hamstring, quadriceps, upper body, release your muscles yourself. It means we are talking about here the flexibility. So there are various drills with which you can do the work on your flexibility. Another is neuromuscular. Neuromuscular includes many dynamic drills like star lunges, jump rope, high knee runs, depth jumps. So we will discuss one by one. So even the studies have shown that dynamic stretches. Here, there are two kinds of stretches, like three of static, dynamic, and PNF. So dynamic stretches before your training always helps you a lot, and static stretching you should do after the your training period, because dynamic stretches always improves your knee joint position sense, increases the more oxygen uptake, lower the lactate concentration. So in this, as a table tennis player, your hamstrings and calf muscles play a very significant role in agility functions. So you need to understand the role of dynamic stretching as a part of your warm-up. Here we also, I would like to say that static stretching neither improves nor reduces the agility performance, but it is sure that dynamic stretching always enhances the agility performance of tennis and dynamic sports player. So this is a study which has been done. So these are various very common stretches I have shown here. The neck flexors, which you should stretch, your upper back, your triceps muscles, your shoulder rotator cuff stretches with the help of band, your trunk rotators, your thoracic upper back stretches, hamstring stretches, your adductor. See, this stretch is very important to stretch adduction, you know, and hip flexor stretches, your IT bend stretches, your gastrocnemius, you can say that your calf muscle stretches. So warm up and cool down, it's very important. So warm up, main activity, cool down. All three are very important exercise sessions which you must follow. So warm up is always done before the main activity, and cool down is done always at the end of the activity. So when you allow your body after the training workout, when you allow your body to cool down, what happens? Your pulse becomes slowly and slowly normal, which you can do with some light aerobic activity, with some walking, with the side steps. So it brings your heart rate back to normal. And slowly it removes the lactic acid and carbon dioxide from your muscle. Stretching. Stretching is another component. Here, the static stretching is very important, which you all can do, because it will adds up to your more flexibility, your more range of motion. And what it does, cool down, what it does, it reduces your soreness, stiffness, it stops your blood pooling, removes the lactic acid, and it helps in removing any kind of soreness which may have developed during the training period due to overloading or due to the stress over the muscles. So you must cool down your body after your training sessions. So to enhance your performance, you all need to know that if you need to calculate your maximum heart rate, which is 220 minus your age. So you will come to your maximum heart rate. And if you will work 60 to 80% of your maximum heart rate, that really improves your aerobic fitness. And anaerobic fitness, up to 90% of maximum heart rate can be done. So aerobic fitness includes your cardiovascular endurance, and anaerobic includes your plyometrics, Pilates, power outputs. So here are common stretches which can be done after the your training sessions. You can see various stretches which are the static stretches. Can you see all these butterfly stretches, low back stretches, these all thighs, tugs, they all are static stretches which a player must do after their workout. So here we come to know that injury prevention is need to add up to enhance our performance. So it is the aerobic and aerobic trainings, your muscular strength, speed, agility, endurance, your flexibility, balance and coordination, and of course, your body composition, fats, proteins. So what are the right techniques to do your moves? You can see this is a squat. So how a person is doing a squat, you can see here. This is right. This is the right way to do the squat, where the angle of your back, your pelvis is alignment of your knee, and you can see the torso. It's making a line here. This is the right way of do the squat. So if guys, if you're doing squats, then you need to know the right posture, how to do it. You can see here. These are some players, international players, who are doing the squats. So next is the lunges. So we all do lunges as a part of our lower limb strength. So you can see she's also an international player who is doing lunges with the weights. This is the 3D star lunges. It is a 3D pattern. It also induces your neuromuscular adaptation. It is very good exercise to improve your control, balance, coordination. She is also a table tennis player, Swastika. So as I know that shoulder injuries are very common in tennis players, so I will tell you some specific stretches. You always need to do some specific stretches for your shoulder, which includes your anterior capsule, posterior and inferior. So these three main stretches I would like to tell you how you have to do it. So this is an anterior stretch. What you will do, you will sit over the couch and you will put your hand over the couch and you will put another hand near to your shoulder blade here, and then you will lean forward. So you can see how he is stretching his anterior capsule. So you can hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds. So this will stretch your specific anterior capsule. Another is inferior capsule. This inferior capsule stretch can be done like this. You all must be doing this stretch, but maybe you don't know that what actually you are stretching. For you, maybe you're just doing the shoulder stretch, but this kind of stretch always stretches your inferior capsules and helps you in preventing various shoulder stress related injuries. So you always must do always this inferior. So inferior capsule stretch can also be done in a similar as of anterior we did, but here the another arm is near, mostly near to your shoulder blade. Earlier in the anterior it was over the arm, but now it is more near to your neck region. But again it's near to your shoulder blade. So this is how, again every stretch can be done from 30 to 60 seconds. This is a posterior capsule stretch. You can see this is how you have to do this posterior capsule stretches, which you have to do. So another is hamstring stretch. Hamstring stretch is very crucial in table tennis player, because if you will stretch your hamstring, then definitely you will have more movements, more range of motion, and it will allow you to squat in a proper way, and it will also minimize the risk for the lower back injuries. So you always need to make the balance of your quadriceps and balance, stretch proper and increase its flexibility so that you minimize the pressures over your low back. Wall ankle mobility. How will you do this mobility? That you will keep your this knee maybe around you can say few meters apart, like maybe 4, and then you will bend so that your this patella, the anterior, this you can see this knee can touch the ankle. So see the position how you can do these wall ankle mobilities. You must do all this wall ankle mobility. It is a very good, it is, see you can stretch your proper feet also. The fascia is also getting stretched. So it is very good exercise for your feet, for your ankle. Another is 3D hamstring stretch. As I told you how to do the stretch, but 3D hamstring, like you always do stretches in the straight way. But if the same way you can do, if you turn it to the left and then right. So your both abductors and adductors will be stretched. And this is your side hip flexor progression. You can see you will be doing the kneeling and do the side flexion. This is your quadricep stretch. You can see this is very easy exercise. But why I'm telling about the stretches here? Because I want to share that what should be the correct posture to do all these stretches, which really matters. If you do any exercise or any stretches in a wrong posture, that leads to your injury. It puts unnecessary stress or strain over your joints. So you need to do the stretches in a right alignment with a good posture and good body posture control. So you can see here, this is the half kneeling. What he has done, he is doing the kneeling. So you can see his glutes and his spine alignment is here and the pelvis in alignment with the knee. See, the 90-degree. So this is how you have to do this half kneeling hip flexor stretches. These are very specific stretches what I am telling you. Now the chest stretches. This is how this stretch can be done actively also. You can make use of some wall, some side wall, and this can be done passively also. You can ask your another player to stretch your muscles in this way, or your physio can stretch your muscles. So plyometric. Plyometric is very important because what it does, plyometric, it generates a rapid stretch in a muscle and muscle power. So what it does, it improves your muscle explosiveness and their ability to contract and reduce force quickly. So if you have a method of doing the plyometric exercises, you will add up more performance to your game. So you can see squats, Swiss ball curls, lunges, and forward lunges, side lunges, star lunges. I have already told you. High knee burpees, box jumps. This is you can say from eccentric to concentric move, right? Plyometric. So this is very good. Squat jumps. So these all are very, very good exercises, plyometric, which you should add up to your weekly training programs, and it can be done twice at least in a week training program. So here we talk about very important component in table tennis, which is the reaction time, which is the measurement of how long it takes for the brain and nerves to react to a stimuli. So when the ball is coming to you, it depends on your reflexes, how quickly you can respond to that ball. And table tennis is very, very fast game, and your body has to adapt a quick reflexes so that you can reach your opponent. You can see there is the ball here. It's the Sharat Kamal and she's Manika Batra. They all are they are legends for our India. And you can see the ball is so close, and how quickly you have to respond and how fast it comes to you, so that you have to react very, very fast. So there's some reflex trainings you can see here. These are the trainings which you can do it yourself. You can see how. You all can practice this among each other. You can improve your reflexes quickly. So here we see that how your reflexes are important in table tennis, and you all understand the importance. Another component is balance and coordination. So you really need to have a great balance and coordination so that you can quickly respond to the game, and the ability to select the right muscle at the right time with your proper intensity to achieve the proper action. So what this is basically a motor response. Your muscle, how your nerve, how your brain respond, what is your vision, your vestibular system, motor system, flexibility, range of motion. So these parameters which really needs to work on. You need to work on your motor skills so that you can better work on your balance and coordination. You can see this is another kind of training. What she's doing, she's doing a single leg and she's lifting the balls from the ground. So what she's doing, she's coordinating, she's doing the balance, though she's not able to do it in a proper way, but she's trying to do, she's picking up. You all also can do this same drill. Now what she's doing the 3D dimensions, touches the ball while doing the balance of the body. See, and you need to do the core stability exercises because your core really plays very important role in your power output and balance and coordination. Now she is doing the forward jumps and the backward. So see how she is maintaining her posture. She is lifting her leg ahead and then going backward. So these all are very, very important exercises which you all must do to enhance your performance. So now the next is nutrition. We all know that without nutrition, even if we are doing many trainings and if we are deprived of nutrition, then we will really increases the risk for the injuries. So we need proper nutrition, hydration, rest in order to keep performing and responding at the peak levels. Because if your nutrition is not good, that it may lead to injury, fatigue, poor recovery, which always hinder your performance. Dehydration, water loss. You always need to take care of your water loss. You need to hydrate during the training periods, during the competition. You need to moderate your low blood glucose levels. So this is how, and temperature as well. So this is how you can take care of your nutrition and hydration level of your body. So I will not go deep into the nutrition about the carbs, intake, protein or fat, but I will just tell you a few very essential things, which is the, you can say vitamin C. We all know that vitamin C is a oxidant and it also protects the body from the free radical damage, which results from the high intensity workouts. And it also helps in maintaining the healthy bone, cartilage, and it also helps in building up the protein for the scar tissue. So the daily micro tears which develops inside your body, if you take good vitamin C, it helps you a lot in your you can say the repairment of your micro tears over your body, blood vessels, collagen on the skins. So the you know all the sources are vitamin C, that lemon and berries, raspberries, sprouts, peppers, broccoli, all these you must take. Another component is vitamin E, which is important for our antibody production. It is a defensive, it helps in the defensive mechanism, it maintains the healthy immune system. And vitamin iron. Iron, what it does, iron and vitamin A. Iron, I must say that it improves the blood oxygen. Blood oxygen, it supplies the good oxygen to your muscles and it keeps you active. This is how you must take all these essential elements. Calcium and vitamin D is very, very important for your body, for your bones, your cartilage. And omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3 fatty acid is also very important because it produces some hormone which is helpful in removing the inflammation from your body. So you must have all these essential elements. So how will you do the recovery? Recovery can be done with the active recovery like cycling, swimming. Stretching you must do, massage therapy, sleep. Sleep matters a lot to you. You should sleep on time. You should always sleep well also, and nutrition. So these are the various parameters which leads to your great recovery and prepares your body for the next day session. So what is the importance of sports psychology? So Psychology also plays very important because mental toughness like physical conditioning is achieved through a systematic and consistent practice of specific skills. So mental, you need work mental strategies also to improve and enhance your performance. So mental training, if you train, brain gets better. It's a natural reaction to your brain, no learning involved. So mental training components are focus, imaginary, concentration, your confidence, visualization, relaxation. It is very important component of your sport. So at the end, I would like to say winner always train and losers complain. So thank you so much. You all can follow me at my YouTube with the Physiolution, at the Instagram and Facebook. And you all can share your email ID with me so that if you have any queries about trainings, you can always discuss with me. Thank you so much. So, Kaushal, here I end my session. Yeah, Niklesh. Can you hear me, Niklesh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. It was really a good session. Wonderful. Yes, definitely. Whether it was.
Just wait, Niklesh. There is some problem. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah. There are questions coming. Somebody is asking. Just hold on. Saunabh Burman is asking how much protein required every day for a table tennis player.
These are the ingredients which I can't tell you over here on the webinar. You can always write an email so that I should tell you that not only the protein is, they are the building blocks for our body. And how much quantity has to be taken, that is according to your age, your body mass and other factors are important in that. So if they must mark me an email with the body status, then I can tell them anything.
Okay. That was the only question. Definitely, players will ask if at all they are having any queries. They will email you or WhatsApp you or ask on Instagram as well. So it was really nice session, Dr. Vandana, talking to you. I hope players will definitely benefit, especially the scientific method which you have given. And as they say, whatever doctor has prescribed, a patient should follow. So there will be a faster recovery. So whether it was injury prevention, nutrition, or psychology, definitely it will benefit players a lot, and they will follow your advice, especially on recovery, stretching, and warm-ups which you have asked them to do. Once again, thank you, Dr. Vandana. I'm really
one second. Can I? There's one question from Purvanshi Acharya. She represents Gujarat state, and I personally know that she is suffering from ankle sprains, so she can take for ankle sprains.
How long? From how long?
Wait a sec. Can you please unmute her, Purvanshi Acharya, so that she can share her problem with you?
What's her name?
Purvanshi Acharya is P-U-R.
U-P.
Yeah, P-U-R-V-A-N-S-H-I.
Okay, there she is. Yeah. Oh, lot of disturbance is there.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
No, ma'am. Actually, I suffer from ankle injuries a lot, like very frequently. Like, if my leg gets twisted, then I just suffer from a sprain or a fracture or a hairline crack. So, any specific care that I can take for that injury or that sprain?
Yeah, as can you just mute yourself? Lot of disturbance, I will tell you.
Yeah,
Just
ma'am.
mute
Sure.
yourself. Just mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So, Purvanshi, right? What you can do, as you told me that you got ankle sprain. So first, you need to regulate the. If I hope there is no some blue discoloration, because there can be some muscle tear also. You or maybe there can be some ligament tear also. The initial phases we always apply ice over the affected part. We, as I told you, we need to protect it from the further injury, and you can apply some crepe bandage over it to give it some compression so that your inflammation will go down. You can always go what you can do in one bucket, you can put some hot water with the saline. In another bucket, you can put some ice. So you have to put your ankle 3 minutes in the hot, then 1 minute in the ice. This is how you can repeat it 3 times, and that will lead to the early recovery also. And you always have to elevate your limb also while sleeping. So you can make use of some pillow below your ankle while you sleep. So I hope this will help you. Otherwise, you can always do WhatsApp me. My WhatsApp number I'm mentioning here, so that you can always chat with me over your injuries. So here I've just mentioned to all. So I hope you have understood and always respond in the chat box. And my email ID also I'm mentioning here, so that you all can discuss your problems. And I'm also into the trainings and injury prevention. So I would like that if people who are interested in performance training like agility workouts, so I can always help them in that. So anything else, Kaushal? Any other questions for me? Kaushal?
Yeah, Nikhilesh bhai, you can. I think there are no there are no more questions. So yeah.
They people are maybe they have most of the question I think from the injuries related. So I mentioned my WhatsApp also.
Yeah, they can
So they
contact you. So
yeah
yeah.
yeah they can
I'll
contact me.
request all the participants to, if they have any problem, so they can speak to Dr. Vandana Tanwar, and and it was a lovely session, and thank you for sharing the most important knowledge with all the players. And I saw that players from all over the India participated in this, and majorly I saw Amal Raj, Anthony Amal Raj, two-time national champions. He was also present.
Yeah
So
yeah.
it was a great session.
Yes. So somebody is asking me that from where we will get the omega-3 fatty acids. So you can always make use of, I'm writing down, flax seeds. You know, flax seeds are rich source for this omega-3 fatty acids, and walnuts. Walnuts are also rich source, and you can also, the other proteins, eggs and beans are also very important. So you need to include all these omega-3 fatty acids, which will really help you from the inflammation. So even this girl who asked me about the sprain, she can also take walnuts, almonds. So you guys must have dry fruits during your training periods so that it will pump up also from the starving.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, Kushal, for this
Yeah.
arranging such a lovely session. Dr. Vandana, for guiding all our players, not only in Gujarat but also across India. And I hope all players will benefit from this lovely session. Thank you again. Please do take care and have a healthy time, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. Bye. So, okay, thank you, Niklesh. Thank you, Kushal. I'm
Thank
ending
you.
this session. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.